made on Ridgeway Sports Podcast, episode number 12, Easter Sunday edition. Bringing this to you guys a little bit late, but still giving you some weekend coverage of our weekly sports podcast. Hunter Keister, co-hosted with
K-Mac.
Back with it, episode number 12, starting with the play-in basketball tournament. There were some play-in games that happened over the weekend, as well as that set up the postseason, the game that started today. So we're going to dive into some of that. We got some NFL coverage with our worst to first NFL division. We're covering the NFC NFC East NFL division, and we will also be covering some NFL quarterbacks, where the top quarterback prospects will land, according to me and Kurt. And that'll be the show for today. So, Kurt, you want to start it off with some NBA basketball coverage?
Yep, let's go with that. So, an NBA play-in tournament that started earlier in the week. The Hornets got destroyed by the Hawks, so the Hawks went in and are playing the Heat. That game was terrible.
Did LaMelo do anything, or?
He played like trash.
Oh, wow.
But so did Ice Trey. They both didn't really play that good.
Oh, I did see that, I think. I
watched that game,
I did see that.
There was the Hornets' defense is non-existent. The Nets beat the Cavaliers. Shocker. Minnesota beat the Clippers. That's not really that surprising.
Especially because they didn't have Paul George.
Pelicans beat the Spurs. Then the Hawks beat the Cavs. And Pelicans beat the Clippers. So, yesterday there were games on. Looks like Utah won against Dallas. That's a good series. Timberwolves, Grizzlies. Wow. Memphis lost game 1. That's crazy. It's really good.
Yeah.
Sixers beat Toronto. That's not surprising. And Golden State beat Denver. That's not surprising either.
Yeah.
So today, there are games happening. And, there's some good ones. Finally, some real stuff's going down. Looks like today, so right now, Nets are playing the Celtics. That's a good series.
Yep.
Tatum and Jaylen Brown versus KD and Kyrie. And supposedly if Ben Simmons comes back, it won't be till later in the series. Bulls play the Bucks and Pelicans play the Suns. I'm going to say, I'm going to probably pick the Nets to win that series. That's definitely going 7 games. That's going to be a good one to watch, honestly. Bucks and Bulls, Bucks are going to probably beat them. I'll give Bulls 2 games. I'll say 4-2. And the Suns are going to wipe the floor with the Pelicans. Definitely. Not even close. Not even close. Some of the other series from yesterday, I'm going to say, why do they have it set up like this? Makes no sense. Jazz and Dallas. Ooh.
That's a good one.
Man, that's tough.
That's a good one.
Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert versus Luka. Ooh. Damn. I'm going to go with, if I had to pick a series winner, I'm going to go with Utah, honestly. I'll pick Utah on that one. Timberwolves, Grizzlies, definitely going with Memphis. That's for sure. I like Morant. He's pretty good.
Yep.
Really good. Sixers versus Raptors. Sixers for sure will win that. I'll say like 4-2. And Denver, Golden State. Denver only has Jokic. Their second and third best players are gone. They've been gone like the whole year. Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. I'm going to say the Warriors will win. I'll say like 4-2. I'll give them 4-2. I don't know. We'll see. Some good games actually. It's about time.
A lot of good series. Should be some good basketball played. I'm gonna let this first thing load, and then I'll give you my thoughts on what's happened so far. So, started off with the Utah and Dallas 99-93, Jazz take game 1 in a really good series. Rudy Gobert only scores 5 points, but he gets 7 rebounds.
That's terrible.
Yeah, Bogdanovich got 26. Donovan Mitchell 32, but he was 10 at 29.
Wow.
From the field. O'Neal had 3 points. He was 1 of 5. Mike Conley 13 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists. Not 6 of 12. He wasn't bad.
That's yeah.
Jordan Clarkson had 10 points, 4 of 7. Whiteside 12. He only played 12 minutes. Wow, the downfall was not Whiteside.
He used to be pretty good on the Heat.
Yep.
Now he's just a bench player, probably.
Right. So that's crazy. And then for the Mavericks, Luka. Where is Luka? He didn't play. Luka didn't play.
What?
Game 1. Luka
wow.
did not play left calf strain. Tim Hardaway did not play left.
Well, no wonder they lost.
Yeah. So they only lose by 6 points without Luka. That's insane to me. Finley Smith.
Yeah, they hung in there too the whole time.
Yeah.
Wasn't like they got blown out and then got garbage
that
points.
Brunson dude is really good, 24 points, but he was 9 of 24. Jeez. Dinwiddie was 6 of 15. Bullock was 5 of 10. He was probably the best scorer. Wow, yeah, they only lose by 6 without Luka. That's crazy. So I think I'm gonna go with the Mavs. I think I'm gonna take the Mavs.
If he comes back good, yeah.
I'm gonna take the Mavs in 7 games for my first series prediction. The Mavs over the Jazz in 7 games. The Memphis Grizzlies and Minnesota Timberwolves. 130-117. The T-Wolves take game 1 with Karl-Anthony Towns, 42 minutes, 29
Anthony
points,
Edwards. Whew.
13 rebounds, 11 for 18 for Karl-Anthony Towns. Pat Beverly plays 27 minutes, 10 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He does what he has to. D'Angelo Russell, 10 points, 2 of 11 from the field. Yikes. Anthony Edwards, 36 points, 6 assists, 12 of 23. Michael Beasley scores 23. McDaniels puts in 15. Man, the T-Wolves got a good team around Karl-Anthony Towns now. This series is going to be really good, I think. But, man, like Kurt said, they got Steven Adams. John Moran is probably one of the younger players, and he's probably my favorite younger player, to be honest. I love his game. I love watching him. Whenever I see that on, I usually turn the game on because he's just electric to watch.
Explosive. He is explosive.
He goes for 32 points, 8 of 18, 35 minutes. Bain, the other shooting guard, 17 points, 33 minutes, 6 of 15. They didn't really shoot very well. Brooks, 24 points, 7 of 14. Jackson, 4 of 13 for 12 points. Clark put in 13 points and 12 rebounds. That was nice. So they got a pretty decent rotation. Steven Adams should probably try to score some more. 24 minutes, no points. Only 3 rebounds, too. He's got to do better on rebounds. So, I mean, the Grizzlies probably played as bad as they could have in Game 1. I think I'm going to take... Now that they lost Game 1, I think I got to make it go 7. So I think I'm going to take the Grizzlies in 7 games for the second tournament. Second game of the tournament. The Sixers and the Raptors, 131-111. A 20-point win for the Sixers. And I don't think this series is very close.
No.
I mean, the Raptors have VanVleet. He scored 18. Siakam has 24. Anobi's pretty good. So they're not bad, but they really don't have anybody like that sticks out.
They don't have nobody to guard Joel.
And then they got to put up with Harden, Green, Tobias Harris, Joel Embiid. Like, just those guys are going to run them off the floor. Woo. And the Sixers got a good bench to go behind it.
James Harden with 14 assists.
Yeah.
22 points.
Harden takes over Game 1. Give me the Sixers in maybe 5 games. They might even get swept. Honestly, the Raptors might even get swept.
They might.
But I'm going to say a max of 5 games for the Sixers for that second tournament game. And the Warriors beat the Nuggets. The Nuggets, like Kurt mentioned, only have Jokic, 34 minutes, 25 points. Barton's good too, though. 24 points, 35 minutes. He was 10 of 18. Aaron Gordon, 3 of 10. Yikes. I didn't know they had Aaron Gordon too. Forgot about that. Morris had 10 points. Yeah, this is going to be a interesting series, but I just don't think the Nuggets, without their 2 and 3 guy, I don't think they have enough to beat guys like Curry and Wiggins and
Jordan Poole. 30
Poole,
points.
Who's just taking over. Klay Thompson back now. Jordan Poole has been one of the steals of that draft class. Absolutely. And we said it, the Michigan standout. He was great at Michigan. Now he's proven it in the NBA, and he's taken over.
Really took a big leap, too.
Yeah, yep. Taking a big leap as a pro. I'd love to see that for him. So, I like this series. I don't think the Nuggets have enough. I think they got enough to pull out a game, maybe 2. So I'll take the Warriors in 5 or 6 games.
Golden State's just got more.
They
just got more players.
They just have the better squad. I think with Nuggets 2 and 3, that's probably a 7-game.
That's a good series if they got Jamal Murray.
To be honest, but the Nuggets are probably better if they have those guys. So who knows? But today, starting off the day, we have the Nets and Celtics, 41-40, 6:41 in the second quarter. I like the Nets in this series. They got Kyrie Irving, Seth Curry, Kevin Durant playing, Andre Drummond playing, just a lot of guys. Gordon Dragic off the bench, Blake Griffin when he's healthy, LaMarcus Aldridge off the bench. Wow, they got a deep bench. And then Ben Simmons isn't even playing, so they get him back. Give me the Brooklyn Nets over the Celtics in 6 games for that series. The Bucks and the Bulls, I like where the Bulls are going. They deserve to be in the playoffs, I think, but I just don't think they have enough to to contend with Giannis and those guys. So
they're the champs.
Yeah. give me the Bucks in probably 5 games. Yeah.
I could see that.
I like a 4-1 Bucks.
I'll give them one game just cause. Yep. Just one game.
And then the Suns and Pelicans, I'll be shocked if it isn't a 4-0 sweep. The Suns are sweet. They're really nice. That Booker-Paul combo with Ayton, who I guess isn't even working out there. They were looking to trade him at the deadline, I saw. But, he's still there. So, yeah, I think the Suns stomped the Pelicans.
Yeah.
They really don't have... they got, Brandon Ingram, who's good. And Zion Williamson, who isn't even...
He is 300-plus pounds now.
Jesus.
I don't know what happened to him.
Wow.
Yeah. Have you seen the way he looks?
No.
Dude, it's not good. He hasn't played at all this whole year.
Yeah. Crazy, man. He'll have to try to get... He's got to really step back.
I really like him. I got his shoes.
He was good. At Duke, but he's going to have to fight back to try to come back.
Got to get in shape.
Yeah.
With the way he plays, he doesn't need all that weight on his joints.
But, yeah, I like the Suns in 4 games, probably. Maybe they steal a game and it goes 5 games. Either way, I think a relatively easy series for the Suns. And I'll also look at tomorrow. Is there? Oh, no, we had all the series. We covered all the series?
Yes. All the games have been started.
So there is that. That will do our coverage on the NBA. We will now jump into some pro football, and we are going to start with our world famous every week NFL division worst to first with the hot takes, the hot placements in the divisions. Some people like the placements, they don't like the placements. If you don't like it, sound off in the comments, tell us where we're wrong, and maybe we'll have to come back and pull some receipts, or you guys can come back and pull some receipts of us making some hot takes on your favorite teams. So let us know what you guys think of these. But worst to first, and we got, as I took a shot at them earlier in the show, we got the NFC East, we got the Cowboys, the Redskins, the Eagles.
The Commanders now, but...
Oh, the Commanders. I'm so sorry. It's the Commanders. Forgive me.
Nobody's gotten past that. Everybody calls them the Redskins.
I forgot. Forgive me. They got the Commanders. They got the Cowboys. They got the Giants. And they got the Eagles in the NFC East. The NFC East. Let's get it. Yeah.
Do you want me to start off or you want to start off?
You know what? I'll start off this one. I'll start off this one hot. So, looking at this division, just give a broad, little preview of the whole division. You got Saquon coming back for the Giants. Did they put enough weapons around
Daniel Jones? They've definitely invested in it.
Yeah. They got Kenny
Galladay last offseason. They took Kadarius Toney.
Okay, they got Kadarius Toney. I thought about that too.
They let go of Evan Ingram, I'm pretty sure.
That's huge if they got rid of him.
He never really even panned out, though, honestly.
That's true.
Or maybe because he never had a quarterback.
He was always a Madden freak, so I guess I just thought about that. But, yeah, he never really panned out for
and
that.
Saquon can't stay healthy.
And if Saquon could stay healthy, he's just like a Christian McCaffrey. It's a sad case, man.
Worse.
Guys like that are insane. But, Saquon Barkley, it started at Penn State for him, the health issues, and it just kind of transferred over into the pros. And unfortunately for him, he just can't stay on the field. So that's a little, and then on the defensive side, they let Peppers go in free agency when they're captain on defense. That's huge. So what do they do to kind of help get their defense back? Do they really do much?
Not that I know of.
I really didn't. When I looked at the Giants' defense before, I didn't really see much with Peppers, and now without him.
They didn't really even have a bad defense last year, but without him, they got Logan Ryan, I think, is their only really good corner. I think they got Leonard Williams, but they don't really have anybody that stands out on defense, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
They got, I don't even remember that dude's name. Blake Martinez, I think, is the middle linebacker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they just don't really...
They don't really have anybody that stands out. So on the defense side, I would predict their defense to be probably one of the worst NFL defenses this year. So that's I like doing that. I think every time, or we should have did it earlier, but for going forward, I'll give a broad preview of each team. So we'll look at the Commanders, the Washington.
Well, where do you got the Giants finishing then?
For right now, let me do a preview, and I'll come back.
Okay,
to it.
I'll
circle back to the division at the end. So I'll talk about the Commanders now. They went out and got quarterback. Who?
They traded for Carson Wentz.
They went on Carson Wentz.
Couple third-round picks for him.
I knew that's the first thing I thought of the Commanders, and I was like, meme quarterback, Carson Wentz. Couldn't think of who it was. They went out and traded for bum-ass Carson. Man, how many times do we have to tell you guys that Carson Wentz is not it? Me and Kurt have known this. You can ask any of them. Ask his brothers. Ask whoever. We told you Carson Wentz was not going to be it. I just didn't see it in him. He didn't have it in Philly.
We saw the script before the script played out with him.
The Colts knew in one season that he wasn't their guy.
And they traded the ransom for him.
They went and they traded a ransom, and in 1 year, we're already done with them, and they got Matt Ryan. So they're saying that an old Matt Ryan is better than Carson Wentz.
An old statue like Matt Ryan is better than Carson Wentz.
How sad that is. That just shows you. So the Commanders, the newly formed Commanders, go out and they waste draft capital on Carson Wentz. So that's huge. They still got scary Terry McLaurin. That offense could be something. They got Antonio Gibson. Is he their star running back? Yeah. Tight end. Good one, right?
Logan Thomas.
Logan Thomas, yep. Good tight end. Defensively, though, they got...
Their defense was supposed to be good last year, but it underperformed.
Yeah.
And Chase Young suffered a torn ACL last year.
They got Chase Young coming off that huge injury. So they got him. Let's see how he performs. In the secondary, shoot.
I think their starting safety was... he was a Giants safety a couple of years ago out of Alabama. Landon Collins, I think.
Okay. Oh, they do. Yeah, they do.
I think he's still there.
Okay. If he can perform, he might still be able to do some damage. He's probably getting up in order there, getting up in age, I'd imagine. So I think now that I looked at both teams, I like the Giants to finish in third. And I like the Commanders to finish in fourth with Carson Wentz. I just can't. I can't put any stock in Carson Wentz to win games. That defense is very unproven. Was supposed to be good last year. Loses Chase Young. Seasons just kind of goes down the toilet for him, and now they trade for Carson Wentz, and I just don't agree with it. So I like them in fourth. I like the Giants in third. And I'll talk about, man, at this point, the Eagles or Cowboys, second or first. And I think if I'm putting my stock into any quarterback in that division, it's going to be Dak Prescott. So I'm going to give the Eagles, we're going to talk about them first, because they're going to be my second place team. So the Eagles, they get rid of Carson Wentz, right? They go out, they get hurt after he was injured at Alabama, yeah? He was injured the year.
They got Jalen Hurts in the second round a couple of years ago. I don't think he never got hurt at Alabama.
He didn't?
He got benched or whatever, and then he transferred to Oklahoma, I thought.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, he got benched, transferred. He ended up at Philly. He gets a starting job over Carson Wentz. And I like them. You know, they got it's hard to rank these teams because they're all sorry in their own ways, you know what I mean? Like, none of them really stand out at anything they could be really good at. Especially the Eagles. I mean, Jalen Hurts is alright, right?
He's okay. I mean, he's mobile. He's not really a good, accurate passer, though.
Right. And then, like, they still really haven't gotten their receivers figured out, right?
They took Devontae Smith last year in the first round.
Devontae Smith.
He's actually good. It's just Jalen Hurts can't get him the ball effectively.
He's their receiver. I know that they had him. Besides him,
they took a couple. It wasn't really a good draft pick, but they took. It was a receiver out of TCU, Jalen Reagor, when they could have gotten many better receivers.
I knew they took him, but see, that's what I mean. Like, the receiver room still isn't the best. That was my point that I was making. Besides Smith, maybe they touch on that in the draft this year. Who knows?
I mean, they got like two first rounders.
Yeah, they do got 2 first rounders. Let's see if they bundle that and move up, or if they use those and try to get maybe a receiver and who knows, maybe some offensive line help. Maybe they could still use some talent on defense, as they're not the greatest. They got Brandon Graham still, I think.
They got Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, and Darius Slay.
Darius Slay.
That's probably their
older Darius Slay is their best corner, and they need some help there. So maybe a DB would be smart for the Eagles. It's one of their picks, and maybe a receiver. Those could be smart picks. But the Eagles really aren't even special. I just think they'll be better than the Giants and the Commanders. So I'll put them in second. And my first place NFC East team is the Dallas Cowboys this year. Prescott. I think if the Cowboys are smart, I really think they let Tony Pollard run that backfield. And I think they let Zeke play his little third down goal line type back. And I really think they give it to Tony Pollard because he has proven, to me at least, that he has the better running back.
He's got so much more burst.
He's the better running back.
Way faster.
I think you use Zeke because you're paying him that money. You use him in goal line. You use him in short yardage. He still will give you some nice plays, right? He still has that in him. But he is not a every down back.
He can give
right
you
now.
Effective yards, but he can't give you the chunk plays anymore.
He's not an every down back right now. He needs. I just don't think it's in him anymore. I think he just got paid and he got lazy, and it showed. To me, it showed.
100%.
But you got Dak Prescott coming back with weapons. I mean, you lose out on Cooper.
Yep.
Gallup, they re-signed.
They re-signed him off of a torn.
He's coming off.
It was a torn injury. It was a bad injury.
He's coming off injury. They got tight end Dallas. No.
Dalton Schultz is their tight end.
Yep, he's pretty good. I think they're a team that could desperately use a receiver now. I think they could desperately use a receiver in the draft.
Yeah, CD's going to slide into that number 1 slot, so we'll see.
I like CD at 1, but we'll see if he's really that guy. If he gets double teamed, that would really suck. But I think
that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, I think Dallas, if they could take another receiver and kind of try to take some pressure off of him, that'd be nice. But as of right now, CeeDee Lamb is that number 1 guy, and he could see some trouble getting the ball if he gets double teamed. But for right now, Dallas, like I said, they're still not where I think they compete in the NFC really, but I still think they win that sorry NFC East division. Their defense is better.
It played good last year, but they lost a couple players though.
Did they?
Randy Gregory went to the Broncos.
Oh, right, and they had the same offer, but I heard it was something like he couldn't smoke
There was
weed.
something written in his contract that he didn't like, so he decided to.
He took the same exact deal from Denver.
Because the contract was supposedly done with Dallas, and then out of nowhere he switched up and said, "Nah."
He took the same exact deal from Denver because there was something in the contract he didn't like, I guess. So who knows there? So they lose him. Who else?
I'm not sure if DeMarcus Lawrence is still there. He might be, but I mean they got him, Micah Parsons a year or two. They resigned Leighton Vander Esch. I mean, and that's really about it. They didn't do anything in this. They didn't do anything this offseason. Yeah. They just got worse this offseason, honestly.
They got a couple decent DBs. Jordan Lewis is decent, my boy, but that back end of that secondary is. They got Malik Hooker.
Trevon Diggs.
And Trevon Diggs.
Was good, but he also would get burnt.
So who knows? We'll see what kind of jump he made. But still, I think the Dallas and that defense and that offense with Prescott is good enough to win the division. Let me run through my record real fast. Give me Dallas with, I think this year, 10 wins that division for Dallas. I think it's separated by 2 games with me having Philly winning 8 games, going 8-9. Give me the Commanders at 7 and what would that be? 7 and 10.
7 and 10.
7 and 10 for the Commanders, and 6 wins seems low for the Giants.
Didn't you said earlier that they were flipped?
Yeah. Okay.
You said you think Washington will finish last, and the Giants will finish third.
I knew that sounded weird. So the Giants, I'll give them 7 wins, and I'll give the Commanders 6. I like that. All right, Kurt, go ahead.
All right.
Take it over.
Giants, for me, are definitely the worst team. 100%, in my opinion. Saquon can't stay healthy. And when he comes back, he gets hurt. He's...
I get it.
The past couple of years, I mean, he's only maybe played 1 full season. I just can't depend on him.
I want to see him play that full year. So I'm gonna keep trying to work.
Everybody's hoping, but he's not it.
It just doesn't happen.
He's
not We're all open because
that offensive line still needs a lot of work. Daniel Jones, is he really it?
They got a top pick though, right?
The Giants, I would assume.
Pick, right?
Yeah, they got like a top 10 pick. I don't know if Daniel Jones is it. They're still trying to invest there. Defense, it's just they're not it. I'm sorry, the Giants, they haven't been good since they won the Super Bowl like 10 years ago. I feel like, honestly.
They have been bad. They've been
bad for a long time.
They've been average for a long time. And, I mean, I don't think they'll be good, but just looking at them, stacking up them against the Commanders, if you get something out of Barkley, I feel like they're getting better. But Kurt's on the no Barkley, and you can't really argue with that.
If their best player can't even stay healthy, I can't assum they're going to win more than 6 games.
Right.
That's just what it is for me. I got the Commanders in third for sure. Maybe 7 or 6 wins. They started Taylor Heineke last year. They were supposed to start Ryan Fitzpatrick. He got hurt real early, so that didn't work out. And they did make the playoffs 2 years ago, so they were supposed to be good last year, but that defense underperformed with all those first-rounders on defense. Because their whole D-line is literally first-rounders. You got Gibson there, who's okay, just doesn't get really enough volume. Honestly, I had him in fantasy. He just didn't really get enough volume. Inconsistent. Terry McLaurin, he's good, but been hindered by quarterback play, I guess, I would say.
Can Carson Wentz get in the ball?
Carson Wentz, just not dependable. I don't even know why they traded for him. You could have gotten the same result with Taylor Heineke as you will with Wentz.
I swear, I would really
It's the same.
Heineke.
Why even waste draft capital for the same result?
Did they get rid of Heineke? Or is he still there?
I think he's the backup.
Because if he's still there, he could honestly...
Wentz might get hurt, and Heineke comes in and plays good.
Heineke could still end up taking that job. Carson Wentz, job isn't... I don't think that job... Well, for what they gave up, I feel like you have to at least start him.
I mean, they only gave up like 2/3.
Yeah.
Still, though, I mean, I would have kept him and just... Because you're not going to... Why even waste the draft capital if this year's a wash? You're not winning that division, and you're not going to really paying out to do anything. So for me, they come in third, 100%. Maybe 8 wins, not even 8, probably 6 or 7.
Yep.
Philly for me comes in second place. They finished last year 9-8. I think it was 9-8. I know they made the playoffs. They got cracked by Tampa, but I mean, come on, that's pretty obvious. They had no chance.
Yep.
I mean, they're okay. I'm just gonna put them in second because I like them better than Washington and the Giants because they got some first round picks this year. Got a lot of draft capital, so maybe they'll get a couple of other solid players. But they're gonna keep playing around Jalen Hurts. Miles, they got a running back committee, so it's that's interesting. Miles Sanders doesn't really get the ball a whole lot. He was hurt last year. Dallas Goedert's a pretty solid tight end. I like him. Jalen Hurts just isn't really an efficient passer. That's the issue there. But, I mean, I don't know. Still got 9 wins, so it is what it is. An okay defense, but I like them probably like with 9 wins, honestly, at peak. I mean, nothing more, nothing less. We play them this year, so that'll be interesting to see. And then for me, I got Dallas in first. I mean, it's cliche to say, but I mean, how can I really say they're not going to finish first? They won the division last year. They got worse this offseason, but I'll still take Dak as the best quarterback in that division and the best offense in that division, and that's what wins you games. I mean, their defense led the league in turnovers last year, so because Trevon Diggs would get burnt, but would also get 10 picks.
Right.
I mean, he had a lot of them.
Parsons is going to be a beast. I think he'll take a massive leap.
Will Parsons take a big leap, or will he kind of maintain, or will he decline?
Hopefully he's able to at least maintain, because if he is, he could.
I mean, because he set the bar really high, so I mean, he played really good as a rookie.
If he can maintain that, he could be the next great outside linebacker in the NFL, honestly. He has that potential.
It just depends how they play him. Are they going to keep playing him as a hybrid, play everywhere, or are they just going to let him pass rush?
I think you almost have to let your best player shine in their best capacity. But if Parsons is a phenomenal pass rusher, they got to
let him just play there.
Yeah, right.
That's what I would do. Why? I mean, he can play out in coverage and do all that, but the defense works when you get pass rush. That's just how it is. So I like them in first place for sure. We'll see where they go in the draft. They don't pick till real late because they lost in the playoffs. So they could go a multitude of ways. I mean, maybe offensive line because, I mean, Tyron Smith is really old. Zach Martin, my bad. Zach Martin's he's been around for a while. I mean,
that offensive line has been so good for so long. You kind of just forgot about it.
They've been solid for a while.
Now, when Dallas actually had a competitive team, now they're old. So now an offensive line could be smart. I could see a DB. I could see a
I'd probably go defense. It just really depends who's there.
I could see a linebacker.
Yeah.
If Jacoby Dean's there, that's a perfect fit for Dallas.
Yeah, from Georgia.
Wow. Yeah, that'd be a
good fit for them.
Yep.
Just somebody put in the middle because they don't. Leighton Vander Esch never really. He was a first round pick for them out of like Boise.
Boise State, yeah.
The team with like the blue field.
He was good, but he never really planned out to be great.
Just too slow.
Yeah.
Too slow.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Dallas. I like them with probably 10, maybe 11 wins. It's just, they'll probably sweep that division, maybe lose 1 game. So that's 5, 6 easy wins. So they could easily win 5 other games.
Yeah, 10. You said 10 wins?
I like 10 or 11.
Yep.
I mean, it's just, they're not going to do anything in the playoffs because Dallas never does.
Right.
But they'll win that division just kind of by default.
Right. Being the best team in a really average division will play dividends for Dallas' success this year. But like we said, I don't see them doing anything more than maybe a divisional round appearance and probably getting smoked off that.
I mean, they'll probably be, at best, the 3rd seed.
Yeah.
But they'll definitely be 4th or 3rd.
Right.
Nothing more.
Right.
Nothing less.
Right.
So, that leads us to NFL draft.
Yeah, we're going to talk about where some of the top quarterback prospects will go according to me and Kerr, as we are just a few measly weeks out
11
from
days.
The NFL draft, 11 days out from the NFL draft. Yeah, going to be a good
We got to
one.
watch that.
We're going to definitely be watching the draft. And what we're going to talk about today is just where we think some of the big-name quarterbacks will go. And I think me and Kurt will probably have some different opinions on some different quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah.
So it should be a good topic. So, Kurt, I'll let you start this one off.
The top 3 quarterbacks. So I think the first one, honestly, is going to be Malik Willis. I think a lot of teams are in on him just because he has the highest potential. And honestly, you know what? I really think, man, I could argue as high as Houston. I could argue he could go to Houston, but I like him going to Carolina. Sam Darnold ain't it. Sam Darnold is not it. And I really think they would like a duo with Malik's scrambling ability and potentially a healthy McCaffrey and DJ Moore. I'm going to say he goes to Carolina. So at 6. Next quarterback, probably going to be Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. Not a fan. But, again, I'm going to say, man, what about Seattle? I'm going to say Seattle's not going to. Are they going to really put Drew Lock out there with DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett still? I don't know. I could see them taking him. So, I mean, that's probably a weird pairing, but I think it makes sense for sure. So I like Kenny Pickett. I mean, because quarterbacks get overdrafted. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
and for this draft class, especially when you're previewing a draft class that could be as good as everybody's thinking for next year, these quarterbacks are going to get overdrafted. Because if they were paired with next year, they'd all be like mid-round picks probably.
And I'm going to say the third quarterback taken, I'm going to go, honestly, with Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. And he was all right there. I mean, I feel like he was, for Cincinnati, he was good. I mean, he'll be okay at the next level. Is he going to be a really good starter? Probably not. But he'll probably be a solid manager, like a game manager. So I feel like just because teams will feel like, he got Cincinnati to the playoffs, he'll probably get drafted in the first round. Even though at best he's a second-round prospect. And you know what? This is also going to be a weird pairing, but to me it makes sense. So I'm just doing what makes sense to me. I'm going to say he probably goes... Ooh. This is going to be really high, but I'm going to go with Minnesota because I know they're paying Kirk Cousins all that money, but they're on a year-to-year deal with him. And, since he's gotten there, he's gotten paid so much money, and the performance hasn't really been there when you think about it. He's always had good players around him, at least offensively speaking, and I don't know. Are they really going to keep believing in him? I don't see it. So I got Malik Willis probably with Carolina, Kenny Pickett with Seattle, and Desmond Ridder to Minnesota. So that's where I think that's probably the top 3 quarterbacks, I think, in the draft.
Got it. My first quarterback is also Malik Willis. As I look through the top 10, I think that, to me, the Giants could be a play here. To me, I don't know how they think of Daniel Jones, but I could think they could go Malik Willis at 4, or was that 5? That's 5.
Yeah.
The Giants. The Panthers like Kurt. As the more he said it, the more it made sense to me. The Saints sitting up there at 16 with 19 in the back pocket. If
someone slides to them, I think they could take someone.
I think if one of these 3 quarterbacks, we get Ridder or Willis, I'm fine. We take Pickett, I'm cussing somebody out. So Willis is to me my first quarterback. He could go to me as high as 5 to the Giants. Carolina makes sense. The Falcons would have, but they paid Mariota, so that's a question mark. Seattle also is in the running for him. But man, the Saints almost just seem like kind of made sense to bundle them 2 picks unless they're going to go 2 positions and trust Winston. But I like Willis somewhere around the top 10 to 15 range.
He'll definitely be gone before the top 10.
Yeah. I'll say 10 to 15 is where he goes. Malik Willis is my first one. Desmond Ridder, I like him better. He's my second quarterback. As I said, the Commanders would make sense. But I think that if you were gonna go with your younger quarterback, you would have went with
Taylor
Heineke. So I just think that they're gonna put stock into wins, unfortunately. But maybe that's a good thing because maybe then they're stuck and they get a quarterback next year. But Seattle once again. Desmond Ridder, you want to talk about a fit? Like that to me, a Desmond Ridder pairing in Seattle would be lethal with those receivers. So
Definitely.
he makes sense to me there. And then, like I said, from 11 to 15, because that's kind of what I feel like he fits, right? I feel like the Saints are really only your play there. Minnesota makes sense, but they paid Kirk Cousins. And then, you got the Commanders, So I think just that 10 to 15, those couple teams at 10 to 15 range, I think could really take all three of them quarterbacks. So once again...
Yeah, because it looks like... hold on, is that right? Okay, so I think I got it wrong then. Yeah, Seattle's at 9, the Jets are at 10.
Yep.
Okay. So I guess technically I would have Kenny Pickett going number 9 to Seattle then.
You had 6, 9, and 12.
Yep.
And I have.
You had 5 for the Giants,
yeah.
Potentially Carolina at 6.
Yep. 5, 9, and 11 to 15. That's what I'm really thinking. Willis could go as high as 5. Ritter could go as high as 9. And Pickett's 11 to 15, but I really hope he doesn't go to the Saints. I really would rather. If both them guys, if Ritter and Willis are gone, take 2 different.
That's my biggest thing is since you guys actually pick 19 before us, I'm praying you guys take whatever quarterback's there so we don't. Because I don't.
Because I could really see them taking Pickett.
I hope so.
Because you want them to take Pickett?
I don't want the Saints to do it, but if they do, I'd be happier than we taking him.
I could see the Pittsburgh taking him.
Oh, I hope we don't.
He's that Pittsburgh guy with the Pittsburgh school, and
I don't want to see it. I'd be very livid. I'd be really unhappy.
That'd be very funny. Well, that'll do it for a little bit of NFL draft coverage. I'm sure we'll do another something like this next week as we get some draft coverage in these last couple weeks. But that'll do it for us. Episode 12, made on Ridgeway Sports Podcast. Like, share, comment. We hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys had a fantastic Easter. I had a great weekend myself. Kurt had to work a little bit, but
work gang.
That's all right. Work gang, making that money. Episode 12 is in the books. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, we're out of here. Peace.